If this man sings one more time, I might actually lose it.
Ooh, I don't wanna be on the dance card, no.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Taste of Reality. My name is Queenie. For those who don't know me, reviewing The Courtship, Season 1, Episode 2. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. I mean, at this point, if you're on my channel, you know how it goes, so like the video. It doesn't hurt. I'm gonna be honest, I think it's growing on me. I think it's growing on me a little bit. And so some of you people who said, Elaine, give it another try, stick it out, maybe it'll grow on you. I think you are right, maybe. I don't know, we don't know yet. But at this point, there are 13 guys left in the process and they move into the suitors' quarters. But some of the guys are still kind of like, okay, like, I get it, we're supposed to be in the Regency era, but like, I'm missing 2022.
I miss Arby's. Dude, they don't have it in the Regency era. You know, I can totally let go of my phone. I can let go of Instagram. I can let go of... But just give me the roast beef.
I think the reason why this episode was better for me is because they got kind of like the gimmicks out of the way. And I felt like there was a little less acting this time around. It was like, okay, yeah, we're going to embody the values of this time period, but we're also going to be ourselves, you know? Maybe that's why it's growing on me. So this week, all of the guys are challenged to transfer the court across this lake. And then at the end of it, they kind of charm the family and basically... I don't know if they're trying to win her heart or the family's heart, but the family's the one who gets to choose the date. So I guess they're trying to charm the court more so than Nicole. I don't know, it's kind of weird. So Mr. Kim was the one who wrote about wanting a best friend with sexual tension, and the mom read the letter and it was kind of like, this is awkward. But on this boat ride situation, he was actually able to win the parents over by opening up about him being he is now a relationship coach and a life coach, something, I don't know, because he got his heart broken at 18.
Captain Kim impressed me because he was willing to share something so deep.
I went to boot camp, so I didn't even get a Dear John letter, which is a letter where the girl breaks up with you. I actually got a Facebook relationship status upload when I got to Facebook, and she was in a relationship with her ex.
So are you a coach for children? Like, It would have been one thing if he was like a series of heartbreak led him to want to really help people through love and relationships and really, you know, coach them on how to be better lovers or how to be better after losing love. But I'm like, you got your heart broken at 18 from a girl that you was in love with from grade 5. And that's what, okay, all right. Let me not judge because it worked. The parents like him. There was one boat that didn't have any of the court or Nicole in it. And so they decided to serenade Nicole from the other boat. But I'm so tired of Mr. Music Man.
Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream.
Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know what his name is. Shankin, Mr. Something with an SH. Shh. That's what the SH should stand for. Shh. Just be quiet. When everybody finally made it to the other side of the lake, she has a conversation with Mr. Chapman. I think that's the very first conversation she had. And they're basically talking about like what makes you tick, what are you looking for, pet peeves, desirables in your partner, all that kind of stuff.
I don't miss the sunrise. I don't miss the sunset.
Literally?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
But like, if there's a woman that I'm with, who I'm like sleeping in with, it'd be kind of special.
Listen, one thing about Nicole, she is going to hold eye contact. Oh my gosh. She is so intense with her eyes. And I'm like, I'm even confused. Do I like you? Like the way that she's able to look somebody, like stare them down the barrel, regardless of what they're saying, regardless of whether or not they are comfortable, she's just locked in. I'm like, wow, I need to learn how to do that for sure. Mr. Lux interrupts them to show her that he's genuinely interested in her because he was in the bottom the week before.
I like having fun and like being goofy and stuff.
but I recognize that time is of the essence. So I'm like trying to focus on making sure that I give you what I think is essential in building like a relationship.
With Mr. Looks, it's of no like debate that he is a fine specimen to behold. He's beautiful. But I think that that's what he's used to. He's used to his looks getting him far in his love life, but when it comes to having a conversation of substance, I haven't seen it yet. And so when he said, you know, a key to a good relationship is communication, the way that he communicates with her is just not quite there. And it's not even like he has to get super, super deep, but even just an expression of interest, I feel like he's not really good at articulating that. So I feel like in the modern world, he's used to being the one who's pursued and not necessarily being the pursuer. Let me know if y'all were thinking that, because I'm like, Lux is beautiful, and I think that's it. I think that's it. Somebody with a little bit more depth is Mr. King. Oh, this conversation, I almost was on the verge of tears too. So Mr. King was basically sharing about his family history, how he's Dominican, and she was like, oh my gosh, my dad is Haitian. So, you know, they have the island connection. And he was just saying that, you know, his upbringing was really hard, especially with the fact that he was raised by a single mother, and then he recently experienced a series of losses.
My mom did pass away about 3 months ago.
Oh my gosh, I'm so
And
sorry.
then a month after that, my brother passed away also. Yeah.
He was very touched by the fact that Nicole did not judge him. He said he came from poverty and she didn't bat an eye, but she did start batting an eye when she was crying. Basically just like really empathizing with him. And he was so taken aback by it because like women typically don't sympathize with him or empathize with him in that way. And I thought that was a nice moment between them. I said, okay, Mr. King, I didn't really see you last week, but you made an appearance this week and it was nice. I just hope that they can have like an actual fun date. And I hope that they're just not stuck on like, let's share all our sadness and trauma and we can just bond together through sadness. Like, I want to see some happiness between the two of them. That's all. The parents are also doing their due diligence and interviewing some people. I didn't really see the sister and the friend. It seems like they were flirting more than they were vetting. But anyways, the parents are doing some grilling and they're asking Mr. Hunter if he's really ready for a relationship, and he impressed them.
In my 20s, I was not. I was traveling all around the world. I'm 32 years old. I know my type, and I've never been to Seattle, but I've always wanted to go.
She's the one who had the position that I had to follow her.
Okay.
And I certainly didn't mind doing
There we
it at all.
go. It takes a strong man to be willing to pick himself up.
That's precisely my point. I'm glad that you understand.
Now that I think about it, if we're having like more dating shows with the idea that at the end of it, you're supposed to be engaged, which I'm pretty sure that's the premise of this one as well, I would like to see parents more involved in the process. If you are a very family-oriented person, because for me, like, you're covering so many more bases that you don't get to because you can't spread yourself around to 13 people. Wow, I'm struggling to find words today. It's really hard to invest time in 13 different individuals in such a short amount of time. So when you have your parents covering one base, your sister covering another, your friend covering another, and then you covering your own, I feel like this is great. And Mr. Hunter made such a great impression that they chose him for the solo date. And long story short, she liked her parents' pick.
At some point, I got tired of constantly traveling. And I also realized that something was missing because I was doing all these things basically by myself. And I realized that all these experiences would be extraordinary if I just had someone there with me.
So too.
I'm liking Mr. Hunter. I like people who can acknowledge that, listen, in the past, this is how I was. There was nothing wrong with my past. However, I've changed, I've grown, I'm maturing, and I'm in a new phase in life. And this is where, you know, I see my life going. Someone with direction, someone with purpose, you know, like, yes. Oh, I loved it. At the farewell ball, the people on the dance card were Mr. Cones, Captain Kim, Mr. Mumbrae, Mr. Lux, and Mr. Kessler. And the people who were left were Mr. Lux and Mr. Kessler, basically because they just weren't really taking the initiative much to show her that they are interested. So yeah, they are gone. Poor Mr. Kessler. I'm sure we're going to see him again, okay? He's cashing in these reality TV checks, so good on you. But Mr. Lux, like I'm kind of sad to see you go. I would have wished to see more substance from him. Maybe Nicole just didn't bring that out of him, but yeah, don't just rely on your looks, babe, because in reality, they fade. And even if they don't, it takes more than looks to sustain a relationship. Anyways, that is the recap on episode 2. Like, comment, share, and subscribe as always. And I will be back next week with episode 3.